Okay, good morning traders. Welcome to the Bookmap All Markets live order flow analysis. We'll go through the order flow here in the live markets, look for setups, understand the order flow behind them to find opportunities in here using order flow. This is the whole idea of these webinars here, is to understand how to implement order flow within your trading. Now, this will work for any trading style. That's the beauty of order flow. It is all about understanding this very, very important element within any setup. All right, so anyway, let's go through the disclosures and then jump right into the live market. General disclosure: all Bookmap Limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure: trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. Good morning, Dieter, Alois, and Stephen. All right, let's see, we got the S&P up. Taking a look at it right now at the moment. It's kind of all over the place, and we've seen, well, you can see here from the zoomed out a little bit, you can see the chop, and then it starts to trend here right before the 8:30 data, and then you see some volatility in here. Then you see the 9:30 cash open, and the volume picks up in here. And it's been back and forth, very much so, very choppy in this area here. Yeah, let's see, we're starting to maybe catch a little bit of a bid here right now. And we're kind of looking to see if we can get back up to not only this 19 or 20 level here, 49.20. Maybe we can see a little bit more buying and back up into, somewhere around 21, 22. Something like that. And if so, maybe we can come up and test some of the swing highs up here from the cash session. All right. Good morning, Ida. And over in Discord, let's see. Yep. Good morning, Rob, Stephen, Doug, and Vinny. For you guys that were in here yesterday, for the Bookmap Academy. Let me show you that just so you're aware what that's all about. If we go to bookmap.com, click on the More button here and go to Bookmap Academy. It's free for everybody. You will need to have Bookmap because you're going to generate your trading journal from Bookmap. And you share it with us and others, and you'll get feedback. It's a mentoring program here and coaching. So last night, well, at the cash close, we had 4 p.m. East Coast time, we had the Bookmap Academy meeting that, let's see, here it is here. Yeah, and I'll put the recording in here for you guys if you want to take a look. Okay, so yeah, we just go through everyone's well, as many pieces as we can of content, etc., so that you guys can get some feedback on your trading. Okay, so let me put that into the chat here. There you go. All right, over in YouTube, over in Discord as well. There you go. All right. Good stuff. All right. Well, yeah, no bid caught here. It's starting to hit again down to the swings for the low here. A little bit lower for the cash, down a little bit lower. So I'm actually looking forward to break now and test into this 11 here. I think we gave it a shot here. We saw the buying coming in. It just couldn't get back up here again. This is exactly something we covered in the Academy meeting last night. If we can't get that and you see buying in here, but it's making lower highs, it's not a good sign for the buyers. Look for the sellers to step on it. And hit the other side and break it. And that's exactly what we're looking for now. Back down to the swing here at 11 or 11 and a half. And then 10 is just below that and high liquidity down here on the bid. Okay, so yeah, we were seeing if we can maybe catch a bit of a bid in here. Not happening, and looking for these sellers to hit it now. We're getting a bit of a pullback at the moment, but we'll see if they can come back in right here. Okay, so right around this 14 or 15 level here, 15 really, 14 and 3/4. All right, so let's see. Oh yeah, I wanted to go over the Trader Map Pro with you guys. There was some questions about that last night. So we'll go over that for NASDAQ and also Market Pulse with NASDAQ. All right, and one other thing I wanted to do today was step back and look at the bigger picture here, okay? Because here we are, all-time highs on the daily over here on the left side. And it was a decisive breakout on Friday. I mean, you can see the close above on Friday, and that's pretty significant. That not only was there buying pressure to go to all-time highs, it closed up there as well. So you can see we get a little bit of a continuation here, but it's been a pretty choppy week, as you guys can see. So you know, we have a gap up, and this might be turning into an island gap. We'll see about that next week. Yeah, kind of curious to see. You can see the retest back up to the swing here, and just not enough buyers. So that's what we're looking at on the hourly here, and then the 15-minute here on the right. Okay, so what's going on in the 15-minute? Well, it kind of gapped down. It immediately filled the gap, and up to the swing right up here around this 25 level in the S&P E-mini, and then you see the selling coming in pretty quickly after that, down into the swings here, and a bit of a buying coming in at the moment. Surprised about that. I thought we'd get down to about this 11 or so and break that decisively. We still may. We're just getting a bit of buying coming in at the moment. All right, so anyway, that's what we see at the moment, and these are the critical levels we want to take a look at. So around this swing here, and also 11, which is the low of the day here, something like that. No. Oh, let me look at Bookmap again, and then also some of the swings up here as well. As it is right now, well, we're inside yesterday's action here on the daily. So we reduce the bars in here. All right, that's a little bit better. Yeah, we're still inside the previous few days range here. So, you know, it's looking pretty choppy at the moment. And you can see that across all three charts here. Anyway, looking for something more decisive. Kind of surprised we see the move back into the range here. Sellers definitely had it, and we see a cluster of selling in here, and these buyers just can't reach the higher highs in here. So the sellers had the opportunity here to really hit it hard into. We were looking at this swing down here in the cash session around this 11 3/4. Okay, and I am surprised we didn't get there. We just went to this swing instead, around this, just below this 13 and a half or so, and then we can see that buyers did come back in. All right, so pretty choppy. No decisiveness here yet. Sellers come in, buyers come right back in as well. Okay, so yeah, that's kind of what we see here at the moment. And just looking at the order flow in here, looking for a bit more, and boy, not seeing too much on the offer. They're up here at 20, and on the bid they're down around this 14 and 13 level. A bit of a skew on the bid here, which is good. Yeah, that's about it. All right. See if there's any questions that you guys, I know you guys wanted to go over the Trader Map Pro last night, so we will do that. And it'll be for the NASDAQ. That's what most of you were asking. Okay, so just to put a couple more lines in here, horizontal lines up at the swing at around 20, and then also up here on this 25. All right, let's see if maybe we get our sellers to come back in here and break this edge here around 16.5 and hit it down into 15 and then our 13.5 level. Now it's it's just nothing decisive here. I mean, the bid is still showing some activity, and you can see we found a few buyers to come back up to the top of this little range in here. Okay, they're actually looking pretty poised to hit 20, but nothing too decisive at the moment. All right, we'll come back. We'll take a look. Maybe you want to take a look at some stocks as well. Just let's go over this market pulse, or I'm sorry, we will go over market pulse as well. But we're going to take a look at the Trader Map Pro here. And we have stops and icebergs that I want to take off the chart here. Hold on. Trader Map Pro. Let's see his crash in here, crash F16. No, don't see him. I know that's what he wanted to go over. Anyway, let's create one of these here. Add a study. Now, this Trader Map Pro tool, this comes with the MBO bundle, which makes good sense. It's included. Now, we keep on adding more and more value to that MBO bundle because we're coming out with more and more products for market by order data, or the MBO data. So we're going to go over the filters in here. We're going to go over the change order change filter. We select that. Now we have the drop down here. Okay, changed orders show only orders that were changed or not changed. We're actually going to show the opposite, not changed. And then now here's what. Let me go over a few things first. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Note in the NASDAQ here, this is we see it again and again in these images here. This kind of halo around the price action. Okay, these are on the offer, it's algorithmic activity, and these are on the bid. Okay, and it's probably the same players that are providing this liquidity, and then it's kind of hard to read the heat map due to this algorithmic activity. Now, you crypto traders are going to see this a lot more than the futures, but NASDAQ's been doing this for a while. We can filter this data out though. Okay, so now how do we filter it? And we know it's high liquidity, and that's good. We want to see that in the heat map. It's just that it's consistently changing though, so we don't want to look at it change. So therefore it's not changed. And then we can look at by price or by size, and we're actually going to go just simply with price. And what this is going to do, and if we click play here, what this is going to do is it opens up a new symbol, and it's going to be filtered. Okay, so we'll close this. Here's our new symbol here, and note we came from NASDAQ March 2024 contract here from the CME at rhythmic data. Now we open a new symbol here, that's the H contract or March contract CME, but look at the filtering in here. This is an order change filter, and this is the data is coming from Trader Map Pro. Okay, it's coming from Rhythmic, but we're filtering it. right? And so we put the @TraderMapPro here, so you guys know what this is. You can give it a name too of your own choice if you like. But note the distinction now in the heat map. Can you see that? Okay, see this halo around it here. Let's actually use the sync tool here, and all the other charts will now sync to the same time frame. And then note it in here. Okay, we don't see that halo effect. We see longer term liquidity that has stayed in the book and didn't change. Okay, so we've just made it a little bit more clear for ourselves. Okay, look at where these areas of high liquidity are. Okay, down here, trades into it. We see a bounce up into high liquidity that's been up here, doesn't quite make it, and then price rotates back down into high liquidity that is here on the book, on the bid, and then we get a bounce back and forth in here again. Yeah, it's a great tool, Stephen, and this will help filter. Now you can filter it more as well. There's all sorts of different ways to filter it in here. You can also we'll just start with this one here, and keep it simple for right now. Just that liquidity that was not changed by price. Okay, so if it changes by price level, then it will be filtered out. Okay, so if someone comes into the book and then changes it, it's high liquidity, but we're going to filter it out, right? So then you can use this heat map now, liquidity heat map, a lot more, or get a lot more benefit out of it. All right. Well, actually, let me look at the volume dots in here too. What have I got? Okay. Size is just a little too big for me. All right. All right, well, let's zoom in here and let's take a look. Now, I'll have to get back to you guys on this. You can trade from this chart, I believe. There are ways around it, at least, using the cross BBO or cross trading filter or add-on. Yeah, just covering that now. Slow down. Yeah, it's yeah. I'll have to verify that though for you. All right. So I think it's possible, but there might be I did ask the developers about this, and I'll just have to get back to you on it, because there was some sort of like, yeah, the complications. Yeah, even trading from the dome, that's true. I mean, I see what you're saying, Alois. Like basically, what you could do is open up the NASDAQ like this, look at the heat map here, but then go back to the NASDAQ here. All right, and well, there's a few things you can do actually. There's all sorts of workarounds in here, but what Alois is talking about here is then go to Dome Pro here. Okay, bring up your Dome Pro. Okay, and then never again. And then here you could trade from the Dome in here, right? So you could have your TraderMap Pro heat map here. You can make this widen it out a little bit, and then just stuff the dome over here. Always on top if you want. There's the button in here for always on top, and there you go. You're up and running. Okay, so that's a possibility. Okay, because we're trading off the dome for the regular rhythmic instrument here, not the synthetic through the TraderMap Pro. Okay, nice climb in here by the buyers, and maybe they can make it up into this see this is one of the things. The 1750 is up here, or 17550 there we go. There's the move. Okay, beautiful. All right, and let's see if they can continue on. Nice move here, nice momentum behind this move, guys. So and look at the buying in here. Now we're going to get a bit of a pullback, but still looking for it to hit this 60 level up here. Okay, there's just a lot of buying behind it, a lot of conviction behind this move. This is exactly why we went over the flag pattern. There was a few of you guys that were covering the flag pattern in Bookmap in your content, and I always cringe when I say flag pattern or head and shoulders or whatever, because it really doesn't matter. What matters is the order flow behind that pattern and the transactions. Okay, the price structure of that flag pattern is due to the transactions and the order flow. Okay, so for example, this is like a little flag right here, and it's continuing to go further. Now, let's take a look at this though. Look at how this momentum is waning. Okay, and then look how, you know, we have this trend line here, and it's pretty depending on your view here. It can be pretty steep, or if you zoom out, I can't cover it quite fast enough. Due to it kind of waning in here, strong volume here pushing price higher, driving price higher. Look at the moves in here. This is what I want to cover. Okay, so this is a pretty strong move. Okay, this is a pretty strong move. This is less, and this is less, and even the angle here is not as steep. Okay, it's because, well, there's just not enough buying pressure. It's less buying pressure. We're also hitting into high liquidity on the offer. Okay, and this is starting to absorb some of that buying pressure. Okay, so it's starting to slow down. All right, so that's where we look to see if sellers will come back in and drive price and retest the buying strength. So the first retest would probably be about here. I mean, maybe here, but you can see it already retested here. Okay. Also, take a look at the counter trend moves in here in terms of their strength and their ability to move price. Okay, look at how that has increased, right, along the way. So this is how you can start to understand and look for selling strength to maybe come back in. Okay, now I'm kind of surprised. It did bounce off of here, but it went through it. And it came back down to this one, and now it's bounced pretty nicely here. All right, so let's cover this in here. It's something we see all the time. It's just a little bit of a higher time frame in here, and that is, look at this structure and then the bounce off of it here. Okay, and we have a new structure. Okay, now let's take a look at the buying again. Okay, how's it looking? Well, pull back here. Okay, buying looks pretty good. Looks better now. Okay, so maybe we can get a bit higher, maybe 770, 570, 575. Let's just see if we get enough buying in here. Yeah, I'm still looking for this to go higher here. Let's see if we can get a bounce off of this. Okay, a bit more buying. There we go. Okay, now we've tested up here a few times. If we get enough buyers in here, this is where we should see a break up into 70. Let's zoom in. No, it's not looking as good now. Okay, all right, we do get the buyers up in here, but we can see the back and forth in here now. Okay, so looking pretty good, but this is why in our flag pattern, We really look for, here we go, it's starting to shift and change. If you guys could kind of see that in real time. But this was a pretty nice little move in here. The retest here and the lack of selling, still looking to see if we can trade back in the middle. But once we get back up in here again, and it's auctioned up here a bunch of times, that's where we can look for the follow through to the upside. I know that's hindsight, guys, and we're here for the live order flow. I just was a little slow on that one, but we'll continue on and look for it again and again. Okay, so I'm not looking for the breakout here right now. Good buying up into this here, but look at the selling here. So now this is what we're looking for, this kind of distribution. Some buying, some selling, some buying again. We might inch a bit higher here, but looking for some selling too back down here. Now we can see we got a shift and change now in the order flow. Look at the bid at 65 here. Okay, now they pulled. All right, so now let's see if we see buyers up here or not. If not, and we get sellers here, we have the chance to come back down into 62 or even lower here. Okay, or not, we're getting our buyers again, and still some more strength here. Yeah, for me, nice move. I just didn't trust it in here after this kind of back and forth in here. Okay, we saw the back and forth in here, and then this looked pretty good for the small breakout in here. I did not see it with this one here. Okay, it was too late, and we had this kind of back and forth in here. One good thing we did have in here is this high liquidity at this higher level that we discussed, but they pulled it away. That's why the sellers could take it through. Here's what I saw, at least, was the high liquidity in here. We see a move away from it, but then a lack of buying up in here. Okay, so that's where I was looking for the sellers to hit it again and then hit back down to this range here. Okay, we didn't get that. See the move higher here. All right, I'm going to add in sweeps absorption should work. DNT should work. We'll add it here now. Okay, and we're on the Trader Map Pro. I want to add Market Pulse here on the Trader Map Pro so you guys can read the liquidity heat map better. Okay, so Market Pulse is here, and volume pressure. We'll go to volume pressure imbalance, and we're going to look at the NASDAQ for the Trader Map Pro, and bring down the sound and click play. All right, so here we go, and we'll look at it here in the subchart. Here's one of the things that Crash was outlining in here. Look at this cumulative volume delta going to highs. Okay, and then we also had the high buying up in here. Okay, so now Market Pulse, we get a move back up here. This is where he would probably be shorting or looking to potentially short this in here. Okay, because and you even have some Market Pulse divergence in here. So let's see if we can get our sellers and hit down into 74 or maybe even lower here, maybe 65 or so. Okay, so just based off of this in here, that we're getting extreme readings in Market Pulse as well as cumulative volume delta. No, we're getting the divergence still. Wow. Okay, so getting another extreme reading in here on market pulse, and another high in here on cumulative volume delta. I mean, that makes sense. I don't know. I don't know. We need crash in here to go through the details. Yeah, in fact, I want to talk to the developers about this. Like, we mentioned it yesterday about this kind of the zero line down here, this kind of retracement, and we're not really finding much selling in here, right? That's the divergence that we saw here. Okay, so what I'm kind of thinking is if we can offer maybe some sort of average line in here on the kind of a standard deviation type of thing, but back to the zero line, or an average line where it retraces here, because this is as much as you're going to get in a strong trend move here. It just comes back down to here, and those could be opportunities. Okay, now here we go again, up into 600. It's just traded into the figure up here, and this has been a pretty strong trend. Okay, and again, another reading in here on market pulse. Okay, now let's see, do we get our sellers in here hitting the bid at this 97? We should get a pretty clean move down to about this 90 level. Okay, we got one more rotation, very little buying there. Okay, so we'd be waiting and watching for this. We wouldn't be engaged in this quite yet. Okay, do we get our selling? Yeah, I don't like it. It may do it. We may get that clean sweep into 90 here. Just the structure in here, it made kind of equal highs in here, and kind of equal lows, a little slightly lower low here. Hey, there's some selling. Sellers should be able to take it. Should be able to take it down here. Look at the bid, or I'm sorry, the offer here, and no one wants it right now. Actually, it looks like we are finding buyers want it. They just took it. Okay. There's another offer here. And we got our move down into 90. Tough one. Yeah, we're at high a day, both ES, NASDAQ pushing higher. But we're kind of looking for, we're looking at a few different things in here to kind of gauge the top heaviness. I mean, the one thing that we had here, which was really nice, was the high liquidity at 600 and the move into it. And then we're looking at, the potential for that exhaustion. We didn't quite get it. And then this lower end or edge here, we liked. And then just wasn't so clean though. We got to move actually through this 90 level. All right, well, let's see if sellers engage again up here. Looking for them. Okay, we just retested back up here. And let's see if we can get enough sellers trade right back down to this 88 or maybe even 83 level here. Call wall is at ES 49.27. Thanks, Doug. Let's jump over to that S&P for a minute. Okay. Doug, like last time you had mentioned this, that we had our call wall in options up at these areas here, and it broke through it. I mean, it was a really good level because it traded into it and then through it. And you know, once it's through that wall, I mean, it's, you know, it's got a lot of potential for a continuation move to the upside. So they're just playing around at that call wall area right now. Let's take a look at our bigger picture in here. So we came back down to the bottom of this range, and then this was the top of the range we were looking at earlier in this S&P. So right around this 25 level here. So we see the breakout, right? So high of the day here, and pretty strong buying in here. This is also from the swing yesterday. All right, so yeah, it looks like pretty strong buying in here. So the next swing would be up into kind of 31 or 33, and we're back to the all-time highs again. Okay, so let's see what the liquidity looks like up there, around 35, 33. Doug, absolutely important level in here. Look at the gaming and the back and forth in here. So high liquidity on the bid in these areas, high liquidity on the offer up in here. Let me see if there's any questions over here in nope, in YouTube. All right, guys, we'll start going through our scenarios then. What we're potentially looking for in here. We're, you know, clearly still in an uptrend, and it's still being supported. It came back down. It has bounced off of our 25, went through our 25 level, bounced off of it, and then back up to just about 30 here. And yeah, so clearly still in an uptrend, and we're right in the middle of it right now, or a little bit skewed to the upside here. And let's just go through what it looks like here in trend, because we're just right in the middle again. All right. A little bit of skew there on the bid, see that? And we found a few buyers. So let's see if buyers maybe can test back up to the high here around this 30 level. Boy, just not seeing much at all right now. Let's jump back over to the NASDAQ and take a look and see what's happening here using the Trader Map Pro. All right, so a little bit more movement here. Um, okay, still more buying in here. Let's see, reach back up to, let's see, 97 here. 97 is the swing here. They should be able to get it here. We've got enough buying up here. Go. And let's see if we can get back up above, though, 97. This will be pretty critical here. If we can get back up there on some pretty strong buying, we're looking at back to 605 here, or the liquidity up there, and maybe even 610. Yep, still motoring through. So yep, looking for our 610 here, or 605. There's 605. That was really quick. And then 610 is next. Probably going to get a pretty quick pullback here to 600, just about here. Okay, so in terms of pullbacks, guys, we covered this the other day, but especially like a strong move like this here, we look for the pullback in these little pockets. They're like right here. You can even see another one here, and it's already done it though. All right, so that one's done. So we don't look at it any longer. It's created a structure here, but now we're getting the pullback here, and then we're coming right back up and looking for the swing up. Sorry, up into this 06 liquidity up here. Okay, a little bit of liquidity at the figure. And let's see if we can get right back up to 04. Buyers right up here. See the exhaustion here, but I want to see buyers up here now. No. Exhaustion followed by exhaustion here and more selling. There we go. All right, so now more buyers here, and let's see if we can get back up into 06 now. Look at the bid. Show flashing some interest there on the bid. Okay, and then this followed by buyers is what we're looking for, and then the move into 06. And maybe up into 10 here. Boy, it's pretty skittish up here. Still looking for it though. Okay, we're up at 06 and enough buying here. Let's look for another skew in the order book. There we go. Now let's see the reaction. There we go again, buyers. Oh no, we found some sellers. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're right back down. And selling starting to pick up on the NASDAQ. Interesting. All right, interesting move here. I'm still looking to see you get those buyers back up here again. To be honest, it auctioned up here. This looks pretty good. Sellers was able to drive it lower. So now we're back up here. Now we're looking for our breakout. Okay, so we're looking for the move into 06 and this 10 and 11 liquidity up here. Okay, we tested all the way back down here. We're still finding buyers up here. So now we're looking for the breakout. All right, now again, this is not a trade recommendation, but we've seen this pattern a lot of times. And if we get enough buyers in here on this top edge, they should be able to break it and trade back up into this and target the high liquidity up in these areas here at 10, 11, and 12. Okay, so now we've already gotten another pullback in here. And let's see if it's supported. See that little jag that we talked about right here. Okay, and we want to see if it's supported. No, we're through it. We're through it. All right. So um, and the next level is down here, and we'll see if it's going to be supported or not. Come on, buyers. There we go. Okay, a little bit on the bid. A little bit of a move. Now, buyers should be able to take it on up to the swing high at 06. Okay, they're still flashing over here on the bid. And come on, buyers, right up here at 02 and 40 or so. There you go. All right, so now let's see the move back up into 06. You know, they want it. There's just enough here. They're just kind of, the buyers are a bit timid here. But there's enough. There's enough to move it. And then looking for the move through the Trader Map Pro level here at 06 and up into this kind of 10, 11, 12 area. All right, so we've got the test up here now. It's auctioned up here 4 times, and we're still finding buyers. So we're looking for the breakout, right? Guys, for the volume profile, guys, it's a really simple concept in here of your weak top. Okay, so let's add another column in here, and I can show it better with the chart range volume profile. All right, and enough buying still, so still looking for sellers to get out of the way, have the buyers hit up into this high liquidity up here. Okay, there we go. All right, now these are really simple concepts, and what's nice in the way that we can read this in the order flow in Bookmap is looking at these areas up here, right? We know that there's buying here, and here. Okay, we thought we were going to get the move here at this point because it had pulled back into these areas and it had bounced. We got one more move down here, and then we came back up, and it looked even better at this point to do it. We still got to move back down here, and then finally now we've gotten our move through it. Okay, so yeah, there was some back and forth in here, but the concepts are the same. And then look at the profile in here. So the profile, if we look at these, let me put it precisely into the level here so we can take a look. Okay, from here, we can go from here on to about here. And then here's our P-shaped profile. Okay, we've got kind of a little bit of a double distribution in here. But most of the volume is trading up here. Here, this is even better, right? So most of the volume is trading up in this area here. So if we just get a few more, we know that there's buying pressure, or that there are buyers up in here. So we get enough, we should get a move, and we did. We got that move, all right. So now, how's it doing now up in here? Okay, well, nice strong move here, and this is, guys, one of the things that you will note, I think, in the Nasdaq, that at least I note quite a bit, is these strong moves. You can kind of, like, look for, bringing across a range here, and typically it accepts in that range, and until it doesn't, until it either I mean, we don't know if this is going to be a false breakout or a breakdown here. It looks like it's breaking down. Let's see though. We came out all the way back down here. Now let's see if we get our buyers to trade it back up to the middle of this range in here. Just something like that, up into like maybe 12 again, up in here. Okay. So and then if we can get back up in here and see some more buying again, we can come back up to higher highs. Okay, so far it hasn't made it through. Let's see. Not yet. We're really watching this area here. Okay, and this is your setup. Okay, it's back. It's a move below this this range in here, this high volume, and then back up into it, and then find the more buying. Now we didn't, right? So we didn't make it. That's why we're seeing more sellers now. Watch the sellers hit the bid now into 600. Okay, they have the potential for it. They're away from that range. Okay, so here we are back up to the top of the range in here, and we see some buying, but not enough. I'm looking for the sellers to try to hit down into this 600 now. Okay, so we're starting to see it accept outside of our range. Now we're looking for the sellers to hit into 600. Okay, and then if they can, well, we don't know. We don't know if it's going to be a new range in here, something like this, or if we're going to extend back down into this 94 level here. Now, buyers are back up here again. Okay, this is the key level though, up here. The buyers are they're in. I mean, they're kind of strong in here. They can't make it up here though. And now they can. All right, and then look at the bid here. All right, so buyers are likely to take it higher, back up into 20 now, and then maybe they can even break out from 20. Right, so this was the setup in here. It's like a, you know, outside of the range, but looking at this critical area within the range and then through it here. Let's see, it was Trout, Shark Baloo, and a few other guys. I think one other guy, I can't recall. There's what they were looking at in their setups from yesterday's meeting in the Bookmap Academy was the let's put on the point of control in here and see if we can see it. We don't get it. Well, if we look in here in this range in here, here's this point of control right here, right? Or a high volume node right here. It's actually a little bit above our area. We were looking at this due to the structure, and if we can get buyers back up through that structure, then that's where we're looking for buyers to move it back up into these higher levels. Okay, at least to the swing, and then maybe to break it as well. All right, so this is and we saw something actually really nice here in this NASDAQ. Okay, so here was the swing, this was our area, and then we saw the bid in here. And the reaction to this strong bid here was buyers. And that's where we're looking for it to come back up to the top of these ranges and test this liquidity. Okay, and it does so pretty quickly. All right, now we can put this together with Market Pulse as well. When you start to see extreme move up into your levels and you're getting your Market Pulse reading as well, that's where you can consider taking some off. And now it went a bit higher, but at least manage it. And you can consider taking some off because you're getting an extreme reading here. And you got another one here right after it. Okay, so anyway, using some of these tools, a very, very simple tool, this market pulse, but it's been capturing some really nice highs and lows in here. Let's see, back in Discord, Doug. Yes, that can happen. The breakthrough. Oh, no, I'm sorry. But does the call wall tend to act as intraday support? Yeah, yeah, okay. So, yeah, Doug, you're looking at the SPY as well with the ES and SPX. Yeah, yeah. Guys, Doug will be on later. Doug is here. Let me show you our calendar here on YouTube. So if you guys are interested, okay, because we got really nice lineup here. Tom B is next. You can see it here. So next stream will be Tom B. That'll be in about another half hour, and then Doug is right after that. At well, 1:30 is when Doug starts. Okay, 1:30 to 2:30, and then we have a whole lineup in here. In fact, let's go to the Learning Center. It's easier to show you the lineup there. Go to bookmap.com, go to education here. That'll take you to the Learning Center, and you can go to join. This is where we have our courses, our market mechanics course, our getting started course, our strategies course, getting connected and other things in here too. Scroll down though, you'll see all of our streamers listed here. And then if you scroll down a little bit more, you'll see our calendar. Okay, and then it is for Friday here, the 26th. We're in the all markets right now. Actually, we have another guy who's just started as well, Paco. This is in the Brazilian Portuguese. Then Tom B. Then actually in between that, we have Spanglish Trades with Frank Marrero. Real nice guy, great trader, trading stocks and futures. And then you can see Doug here at 1:30. Okay, and then the algo boys come in at 2:30 to 4 and end the day here. Right, so we got a full lineup here. You can see each day we have a full lineup and even overlapping in here. We just try to overlap if it's a different language or maybe a different asset class. And then that way you guys can attend all of these events in here, okay, if you like, or pick and choose the event you want to go to. All right, this buying just continues in here and continues. This is pretty crazy. I mean, we had some good data yesterday with growth in the economy with the GDP figures, but yeah, we're just seeing more and more buyers coming in. Okay, so interesting move already here, seeing a little bit of weakness in the structure here. See the move here, lower high, sellers coming in, looking for the sellers to try to take it below this swing here at our 20 level. That was our target earlier. Okay, let's see if we get some support there, or if we get, I don't see anyone on the bid here. That's why I'm looking for sellers to take it down to 15 here. Okay, because this is where the liquidity is. Okay, this NASDAQ just moves. I mean, look at that. Very, very quickly, we're just about there. And then we're right back up as well. This is something about the NASDAQ I really like. These moves just unfold. Okay. All right, so let's see it, sellers. Let's see you hit not only 15. Maybe you can get back down to below the swing here, or even where it initiated this move here. This whole move that we were looking for, actually. So around this 11 or 10 level here. buyers still fighting it. It's still coming in. So some back and forth again. All right, let's see it, sellers. You got it here. You can take it and take it down not only to 15, you could take it down to 10 here. Not seeing it yet. I'm looking for this area right here around this 17.5. That's where I'm looking for the sellers. And I don't see them yet. There's some exhaustion. There's some selling. All right, sellers, you got it. Let's see a quick move back down into 11 and 10. And then I'm looking for a stop run to maybe unfold here. Okay, now, guys, one of the things that I would do on this in terms of managing this trade, I want to cover this. We're going to go over more and more about trade management. I keep saying that, but we are. Is this should work now. All right, so you can keep a really tight stop on this here. If you get stopped out, you get stopped out. Okay, just look for the next one. Actually, Rob, this was something that in the meeting yesterday I wanted to cover with you because you were looking at higher time frame stuff, and I was wondering what had happened with your lower time frame stuff, about going over what we just talked about. That we saw the move down here. Sellers, well, back up to the top here, looking for the sellers back down at the bottom of this little area in here, so the sellers can take it down into this 11 and 10 level. They've taken it already and further, and then and the reason that we were looking for 10 and 11 was exactly the reason over here. Okay, due to our breakout through that area, and see the liquidity in here, and our level that we are a swing level in here as well. Okay, that's why we're looking for the first test to be here, and then we got the liquidity down a little bit lower. Okay, at the kind of 10 level. All right, so anyway, that's the reasoning here behind it. And the trade management on this is very simply, we look for it to move now, because if the sellers have enough selling pressure in here, they should be able to move it. You can keep a really tight stop on it. You can kind of keep it right back up here around this 20 level or so, maybe 21. No, I'm sorry, not 20, 21. We saw the selling coming in here, so we can keep it up here around 19. Okay, 19 and a quarter or something like that. And then they should be able to move it, right, from our 17 level, 17 and a half level here. Well, in this case, they did. Your stop would have still been here. You would have taken some profit down at 10. That was our target. And then maybe try to get a runner out of it if you can. And move your stop to break even at that point, right? So your stop would be here at this kind of 17 and a half level at that point, right? So let's just mark it up in here. Okay, so 17 and a half, somewhere around here, and use a ray. All right, something like that. Okay, and then some out here, right? And then the rest is a runner. Okay, and market gives me this. This is where I would take my full profit right there at this 600 level. Okay, I would be out. Right, so there's a setup that we saw. We saw a setup to the upside here. Okay, the breakthrough. Now this happened really quickly, and we'd be looking out, to getting out some of it up here, stop to break even. Yeah, it went higher in here. I forget what we said about that, but we saw the turnaround in here, and then noted the selling in here, some buying in here, but the selling to pick up again, and then the move back down into the lower liquidity, hold it, and then take some profit down here at 600. Right, so that's something like a 17-point move. You would have gotten 10 on one and 17 on the other. something like that, depending on how you managed it. You can see how trade management is so critical. It's such a big part of trade. It's not just all about the setups. I don't know if did Crash finally make it in here, covering these things. He's not even showing up. But anyway, we're using this Trader Map Pro in here for looking at this NASDAQ and getting a lot more out of it. So here, we'll click on the sync tool here, and now we'll jump back to the NASDAQ, and this is what it looks like in the NASDAQ. Okay, without Trader Map Pro. These areas, they showed up and they stayed in here. Okay, so those were good. I mean, you can see it here, this 10 and also this 600 level here. So not so bad here, but this is a lot better, right? A lot better, a lot more distinction here. All right, well, and then here again was the trade management in here. Some of the thought processes behind it. We're talking about measured moves, and if the market gives it to you into high liquidity, take it. You know, your risk reward is really good, and take what the market gives you. Okay, because you know, it makes you look brilliant now, like as the market comes right back up, okay, and would stop us out. Okay, but we would have been all out down at this 600 level. Right, so now how many times have we said that, and it goes, you know, you get a little bit of a pullback here to about this 606 level, and then it continues on down to you know, 83 liquidity down here, or 75 or something else. That's okay. We managed it. We're looking for these things. We had good risk reward. We look for the next one. Okay, and we don't sweat it. Okay, now if you are looking for taking more out of it and trading a little higher time frame, you're going to have to manage it differently on a different time frame. And one of the things I wanted to cover in here was the way that Crash is managing his trades. Okay, it's good trade management. Now he's getting at these like really extreme levels down here, something like this here, but he's buying, and then he's looking for the move away from that area. And you know, in this case, this would have worked out beautifully. This one in here, not so great, but you know, that's why he adds in a lot more confluences. And why I'm covering this and why I think it's worthy is he's looking at a lot of confluences at some of these levels. Okay, now that's something that will allow you, and why I'm covering this in here, it will allow you to manage your trades in here. Okay, because he's just putting in like kind of a feeler trade down here, a couple of micros, he said, you know, 2 to 3 micros or so, and he's setting his limits, or you know, I believe he's setting limits down here, or maybe he's just hitting market buy when it comes down in here. I'm not really sure about that, but anyway, like, you know, you're getting these extremes in the NASDAQ. Now, one of the things that works so well here in the NASDAQ is the NASDAQ goes to these extremes, and then you get these pullbacks. Okay, so that is, and it happens very, very quickly. So you're getting in at these extremes, which is a good thing. And then maybe you can look to add more at certain certain areas in here, right? And take a lot more out of the market. Okay, so the trade management matches nicely with the instrument, which also matches nicely with these indicator confluences. Okay, and that's a pretty good recipe. All right, so something to consider. You know, we weren't looking at that so much in here. We were looking more at these liquidity levels and understanding the volume pressure behind it, and then looking for the move. Okay, and then managing the stop pretty aggressively. Yeah, up here actually, we were up here. Okay, so you know you wouldn't have seen any of the market pulse moves up into there. Okay, well here's another market pulse move. Now, what else do you have down here? Right, we're looking at volume pressure imbalance. Okay, what else do you have down here? Do you have a level of interest? Do you have liquidity? Okay, so it's actually here where you get the extreme. And I would say no. This is a pass for me. Okay, I'm not really at a level of interest, and therefore I'm not going to put on that risk. Okay, I'll reevaluate it down around the 600 level. Okay, because look at 600 down here, high liquidity, it's filled, and they're back here to buy again. Okay, this is something Slowdown had mentioned, and this is really important because like you know, there's appetite to buy, and they're here, and they got filled, and they're here again. Okay, so here we go, and let's see how this plays out. Okay, there's more selling pressure. Now we're looking for a couple different scenarios in here. Okay, we're looking for maybe this is it. We just traded a bit into it here. Maybe that's it. Right now, how do we know though? It will, if they chase with higher liquidity at a higher level, and if we get some pretty big green dots up in here starting to break some of the structure, and we do not see that right now. Okay, so we're not looking for it right now. We tested up to high liquidity here at 05. Now we've traded into it. Okay, now we've got an extreme reading. Now I'm looking for a move back up above 600, and I'm looking for some pretty big buying here. Okay, so that would look pretty good if we could get it. Okay, now that might be asking for a lot. The structure here is to the downside. Okay, but let's see. We just tested up here to 600. We didn't get anything. Now there's a couple ways to manage it because this is kind of counter trend. And as I say, that is going with the trend. So let's this is what I want to cover though, is potential for a break here up to here, big volume dot up here on the green side. Okay, if we get it, here we go. There we go. Now I'm looking for the test back to 05 here now. Okay, we have our extreme, we have the 600, we've tested below it, and we're breaking our structure, and we're starting to get some buying here. Okay, we got one more test back down here. Okay, again looking for the buying up here around this 01 level. Okay, and then just looking for it to go up to 05. Okay, one thing we don't have is a higher liquidity at a higher level in here, around 96, 97. Okay, but we're starting to see it it gets interesting in here. Starting to see a bit of buying up in here, and let's see now if they can move it here up into 05. There we go, and then a quick move right back down. How this NASDAQ moves. Anyway, guys, it looks like it's kind of, we still might get the move back up there. There's a pivot point right here that's at this 01 that is critical. Okay, and I got to see buying back up above it here, and a significant buying back up above it, and not just bashing around it. Here we go. Now let's see, do we get our buyers? Yeah, we should get the move back into 06 or 05 here. There we go. There we go. Now see how that happens so quickly though. Does this make sense to you guys? And we're just looking for that. Take some off, at least just take some off, stop at break even now. Okay, what's kind of hard about this catching these kinds of moves in here, a little bit of a falling knife in essence. Okay, now there's a few things to cover in here. Also taking maybe total profit back up at this 10 level. Okay, maybe it's done a measured move up in here. Okay, I still think we can get some more buying and probably trade back up into 17 here, because we know there's been some buying pressure in here. The bid is, we're starting to see some action on the bid here. Just need to find a few more buyers and then lift it up into 17. These kinds of reversal patterns are kind of tricky. Okay, it takes some back and forth in here before we finally get our move. We were looking for it to move here, and it was a little early. Okay, so we got a move back down, a move up, a move back down, and then a move back up, and then through our level. All right, so you can see if you front ran this high liquidity in here, you probably got filled on your target 1. You know, a take profit 1. Your take profit 2 could be here, or you could hold. Right? Regardless, stop at break even. Okay, if you're still in it. All right. So now we're going over these trade setups, and then you'd be stopped out. Right. So now this is why I wanted to cover the take profit in here. Now, you know, it's a lot easier doing this. It's so much easier doing this in the live market like this without trading. The reason that this is, I had a bank trader, you know, tell me this, and he you know, looked at me and he says, so when are you your best trader? You know, trading at the best. It's when you don't have a position on. You can be really objective. Right? Once you're in a position, you might have a lot of biases, the psychology part of it. Now, you know, to overcome that kind of stuff, you just stick with your plan, basically, and you don't worry about it. You're only looking for a certain move. You take it, you get out, you look for your next setup. You get really good at your setup. It becomes more mechanical. Right? And if it goes for you more and you're not in it, so what? Look for the next one. There's Crash. Crash is back in here now. Crash, we were almost cursing you, covering TraderMap Pro in here, and you're not in here, and talking about some of your methods, and we're looking at it actually right in here for it, and then getting involved when we see kind of a flow change in the order flow here. Now this one was a little bit harder, and as it being, you know, this is a reversal. Okay, one of the things, guys, I wanted to mention in here about the reversal is, again, measured moves in here. Like, let's take a look at this in here, this back and forth within this area here. Okay, and then we're going to duplicate that, and then move this back up. Okay, so your measured move is really, you know, somewhere up in here. That's if I don't know if I really drew this quite right. Let's try it again. Maybe it's more like this. Yeah, I guess. And then it would be off of this. Yeah, that actually works out pretty well. It would have been off of that top there, right? So the measured move would have worked. Okay. Now there's reasons for these measured moves. Okay, we continue to talk about them, but just consider your management around them, right? So you know, this way you can start to look for your take profits and your trade management around them. Yeah, no, nothing bad, Crash, but was showing you here the TraderMap Pro and how we set it up in here. Let me go over it quickly again for you, and for others as well. Like it's part of the MBO bundle, so you will need that. once you create a new one in here, we'll go through it again, and we'll create another one. So you can see the previous one we had is right here. We just created a new one. It pops up on top, and we click on the add button here, and we go to our filters. First filter you go to is order change filter. Okay, click on that. See how it says now in the drop down, show only the orders that were changed or not changed, and we're going to go with not changed. Okay, and then what we did for this one here that we're looking at over on this side was just not changed by price. That's it. Okay, now this one here, we're going to actually go with not changed here by price or size. Okay, and we'll click play. That's it, right? And then we'll take a look at it at the filter here. Okay, so here it is again. You can give it a name as well, but this one it's very similar to our previous one. It has a little 1 in parentheses here. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, so we got our volume. Let's see what our trader map looks like. There you go. So yeah, maybe you guys think this is a little bit cleaner. So go with price and size. Okay, so if the size changes in there, then you'll see this change as well. That'll be filtered out basically, right? So anyway, one or the other. This one was working well for us here, so we went with this, and found a few opportunities in here. Yeah, one thing, Crash, well, I'll have to get back to you and slow down about this, is trading from the Trader Map Pro, because I think you can with another add-on, but I need to verify that. All right, I'll have to get back to you guys on that, because I want to trade off of this as well. Like it's so much cleaner, and then using the the on chart trading here in Bookmap is such an edge to be able to very, very quickly and easily manage your trades. All right, guys, we got to get going here. So anyway, we saw some good stuff. Let's jump back to our higher time frame and inching on the S&P up into those highs of all-time highs in here. Okay, so a very, very interesting day to see if we can get this breakout in here, and a sustained breakout by close of day. Yeah, this is historic stuff. So economy's been strong, and we're seeing the stock market at all-time highs in here. All right, so anyway, guys, yeah, hit the like button if you like this kind of education. We're happy to bring it to you. If you're curious about that Academy program, it's free. Just go to bookmap.com/academy. You'll find it from here in the More button and Bookmap Academy under Community. And we'll go through your trades and trade ideas and cover them in your spreadsheet. All right, so happy to bring that to you guys and offer some of these services for you. Okay, so yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for coming. Have a great weekend, and we will catch you on Monday then. Okay, all right, take care. Bye bye.